The Tuesday, September 13th, 2022 regular board meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Southgate's mission statement is Learning for Life. The vision statement is Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. And with that, I'll entertain a motion on the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
By Mr. Green. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. And it brings us to E, which is the presentations. Number one is the homecoming booths.
Yes, I am thrilled today to introduce three of our Anderson class representatives. We have Emma Stacy, we have Maya Freitas, and we have Sydney Augustine, who's here today. They want to propose and plan for a new event at homecoming, and they hope that our community will support it as they make some adjustments. And we're going to go ahead and pull that down, and there's also a presentation. And this is on. Okay. Do you want to pull these chairs around you here?
There you go.
Just warming up.
There it is.
Hey, Neil, will you get that other light? Maybe it'll help. That other light behind you.
Sure. Do you know how to do the slideshow? It's down there.
Oh, I see. Okay. There we go. And then you can go from beginning. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hi, I'm Emma Stacy. I'm the student council president at Southgate Anderson. And today we are presenting our idea for homecoming carnival booths for charity. So this year at Anderson, our classes 2023 to 2026 will be working together to compete in a carnival booth contest for charity. Each class will compete against one another to see who can raise the most money for the chosen charity and have the best looking carnival booth. This year, our homecoming dance will be named a Tangled Homecoming, inspired by the Disney movie Tangled. Each class has chosen a scene from the movie and will decorate their carnival booth to best emulate the environment / feel the scene created. In this slide, you can see we were inspired by the Lincoln Park Student Council, and these are a few of the booths that they did last year to their theme about Hollywood and like different cities around the U.S. And now Maya will tell you about location and security.
Hello, I'm Maya Freitas. I'm a junior and I am the student council treasurer. So I want to start by talking about the location for our booth. As you can see in the slideshow, it's going to be located to the left of the home stands in a secluded area. This area can only be accessed by the home side, which means that we won't have to deal with the two schools like interacting and a possible conflict arising from that. The carnival will not be open to the public, but it will be open to those who are attending the game. The reason for this is it'll be easier to see who all comes in and maintain control of the area, as well as it will get support for our Titan football players, and people can come and see our homecoming festivities. For the security part, we will have to have it more in a secure location, so we will have the Southgate police patrolling the area, as well as many teachers, staff, and parents are going to be volunteering from the different classes, and that way we can also make sure the area remains safe for everyone involved.
Hi, my name is Sydney Augenstein, and I am the Student Council Secretary. For the parade, obviously there will not be any floats, but each class will have a chosen charity for their booth, and we will have a banner for each class that will represent that charity and promote it. And we will decorate them towards the theme of homecoming. This year, like Emma had previously said, it is Tangled. And the banner will also display the class that is on it.
And for answering the question of how will this new carnival benefit the district, one of our reasons is the audience. The carnival will bring families in from the district, not only to the parade, but to the football game as well, and bring support to our Titans. Another big reason is sustainability. Normally for homecoming floats, we have floats that are made and then they get used for the parade and then they're disposed of. So the booths will be reusable and be used for many years to come, and it's just a lot more environmentally friendly. And then another reason is for money. The classes at the school won't be putting as much money into the floats and gaining zero profit back. And since only 50% of the proceeds will go towards the charity, the other half will go towards their class's prom, graduation, and etc. for their class. We'd like to thank you all for your time. This is something that the students and the staff have been wanting for a little while. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to our advisor, Ms. McKenna, and her email is right here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, girls. I did ask them to share what their plans are, because it's a big shift to shift from a parade, a homecoming parade with floats by class, to a parade, but then leads to booths rather than floats. So we wanted to make it very public so that everyone anticipates and understands, and we hope for the community's support in that transition. We know that institutional traditions sometimes die hard. So we're hoping that if our lovely class representatives are here sharing that the support will be there. So thank you very much. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you very much. Okay, that brings us to citizens' comments. Anyone who'd like to come up and speak tonight, please come up to the podium, give us your name and your address, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. First, I have Mr. Pulaski.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. Robert Pulaski, and I live at 12757 Chestnut Street in Southgate. I just want to make one quick comment to our student council. Great presentation, and I look forward to the great work, especially when we get closer to homecoming. So it's a great year for our seniors, so keep on plowing with that energy that you got going. Now, I want to take my comment period to talk about the sinking fund. So I want to give everyone a brief update on how we've been getting the sinking fund out to the public. I've been going from door to door to businesses. For example, Southgate Nutrition. We've been talking to local grocery stores like Walmart, Meijer's, Kroger's. Kroger's is willing to sponsor us to have a table outside. Unfortunately, Meijer's and Walmart, with their policy, we can't do it. But we do have one grocery store that is actually willing to take us in and just reach out to the public. Small businesses, Six Stars Family Restaurant, Southgate Grill. I've talked with them. They're in the meantime of getting in touch with me, but we're actually we're doing pretty good on outreach. Businesses from Southgate Nutrition have been very supportive of us, very much. They've been actually contacted me today and asked for more flyers to put out in front of the public. So, you know, we have some huge supporters for this, and I look forward to sharing some of this on Thursday with you guys going forward. The last thing I want to make note is our football game win. We brought a huge win, almost 45-14. That's amazing, especially against Wyandotte. The one thing that really drew my eye was Mr. Sage's enthusiasm for the football game. You know, he was constantly cheering the team on, and, you know, with that, we constantly bring victory. So congratulations to our team this Friday. We have a great year ahead of us. Our seniors have a great year ahead of us, and our future is growing. Let's keep Titans growing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak tonight? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public comment. Brings us to G, which is the superintendent update.
Yes, I just want to echo all of the positive comments that Robert made about the excitement in the district. We've had a pretty remarkable start. Restarting transportation is not a small feat, and it has been done relatively smoothly, not without hiccups. Dean Transportation will be here at our next board meeting to offer a report on the start and how many positions are filled. We do recognize that there are some pieces of transportation, such as athletic transportation, that they have readily accepted responsibility in financing alternatives that we've had to consider instead. But it's been a great start. Along with that, I would say that in every school that we've seen, students are excited. Our North Point IB program has gotten off with a great start. They are posting regularly, so if anyone wants to kind of monitor what they're doing on a daily basis, I invite you to do that. And we're seeing that enthusiasm everywhere. I have also asked each of our schools are going to be creating small banners in very similar to how our web page banner looks, where it has kind of the divided pictures. Every school is creating one for their own school, and that's going to be a part of our web page. So they're gathering the pictures that mean most to them, so that as we look at through the web site and we see pictures of our elementary schools and middle school and high school, they have some meaningful photos there too. So that's some of the first 10 days of school. They're capturing quite a bit there. So a lot of exciting things, and we're off to a great start.
Very good. All right. Next on the agenda is the consent. Number 1, minutes from the August 23rd, 2022 regular meeting and closed session meeting. HR update and August of 2022 disbursements. I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
That was Mr. Sage. Okay. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And around action item number 1. This is the approval of the Forefront contract amendment.
Yes, I will go ahead and speak to the contract amendment. So before you, you have an amendment to our current contract that does examine the rates that we're offering our custodians at this time. It increases the amount of the monthly contract so that those wages have an opportunity to increase. They also have a collection of other responsibilities that we are expecting from Forefront to make sure that our buildings are appropriately maintained as well as cleaned. And that amendment is there before you today.
Okay. Any questions for staff? Okay, seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table and entertain a motion on action item number 1.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the amended Forefront contract as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Lamas. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Action item number 2, the approval of the non-renewal of Beacon Day Treatment Operating Agreement with Wayne Risa.
Yes, per Board of Education request, the operation of Beacon Day Treatment has been placed on the agenda and presented as a motion to non-renew. The request pertains to the financial and operational impact on Southgate Community Schools under the current agreement with Wayne Risa. In the event that Southgate Community Schools does not renew the operation, Risa would have the responsibility to find an alternative district to operate the program. The agreement requires advance notice to allow the county to find an alternative district and/or location. Once found, the transition may require time to prepare the district and/or location to receive the program. A decision to non-renew may require negotiation with the county to manage the transition, and the transition would not occur any earlier than July 1st, 2023. So before you is that motion.
Okay. Any questions for staff? Okay. Seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 2.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to non-renew Southgate Community Schools operation of Beacon Day Treatment Center pending successful transition negotiations with Wayne Risa.
Okay. I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Yes, support.
Support by Mr. Lamas. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Action item number 3, the approval of the FMX Maintenance Work Order Software Package.
Good evening, Board. My name is Jason Hardy, Director of Operations with Southgate Community Schools. In front of you is a recommendation for your vote for approval of FMX Maintenance Work Order System software. Currently, we're using the Work Order Maintenance System. It's called Maintenance Tracker. I have asked FMX and Brightly Software to do a demonstration. Brightly was formerly known as SchoolDo, for all those that know that. FMX versus Brightly, some of the pros on the maintenance work order system. You know, it's going to give us better tracking. It's going to give us better reporting. They also include the asset management, so on your vehicles, on your equipment, you can print out barcode and it'll give you the depreciation value of the equipment and how long before you need to replace the equipment over time. Labor tracking too, on the maintenance side of it. Any work orders we close and supplies we order can go in the system, so we're tracking what's the cost of repairs in the building, whether it be HVAC units, unit ventilators, or it can be anything in the building. Planned maintenance trackers, so we want to be proactive, not reactive. So you can set up maintenance work orders and they'll come out on a weekly, monthly, however you set it up in the system for changing filters in the buildings. You name it, you can make a work order and be preventative work orders. So we're on top of things before they break. Facility schedule and rental requests. So as we, as a district, decide if we want to rent out our facilities, it'll also include your schedule. So what's rented when. Rental requests, you can also run through the requests through the website. So if a community member says, hey, I want to rent the auditorium for something, they can put it right through. It'll create that request and go to the appropriate people for approval. It does integrate with Schedule Star, so the athletics calendar, that was important. So athletics don't have to do a separate calendar. It'll be all one calendar for the district. Athletics facilities will all be in one location. It'll also be up on our website so the community can see what's happening within the district. It also integrates with the building management system. So if we want to rent the auditorium and we put the rental in, it'll turn on the lights, the heat, the air without a third person or a second step, and it'll turn it off at the same time, conserving energy and saving labor. They are going to provide all the training for any of the users we want, and there's also a mobile access for FMX, so you can have it on your phones, laptops, iPads, so it's in our fingertips, in our hands, especially for maintenance grounds. They can close out work orders while they're in the building. When they close them out, it'll give an email back to the person that put the work order in saying this has been complete, or we ordered parts, and as soon as we get the parts in, we'll be able to complete. So FMX, the initial cost with implementation is $9,990. That's a one-time fee. The annual subscription is $6,660 a year. In front of me, I asked for some further pricing for them. I'm sorry I didn't get it included in your packet, but they were able to lock in a 3-year price with a termination clause. So after 1 year, if we don't like them, we can get out of the contract without any additional fees. So they're not gonna raise prices on us in year 2 and year 3. Okay. Also, the Brightly software, they do a lot of the same, a lot of pros, but it does not integrate with our building management system. So if you were to rent out the auditorium and you wanted the lights and heat turned on, we'd have to take that extra step, and a facilities maintenance person would have to schedule that in. Both similar, but Brightly, the initial cost fee for that is $18,683 with an annual subscription of $13,450. So it's our recommendation the Board of Education approve the purchase of the FMX software for the initial investment of $9,990 with a yearly subscription of $6,660. And it'll help streamline the process and increase asset productivity. Any questions I can answer? Yes.
So,
And we'll go around here.
Go ahead. Whoever.
Mr. Green?
I'll start. Wow.
Start this way.
Yeah, we'll start this way, Mr. Green.
That's double. Is there a reason the price, the quote from one to another is 9,000 to 18,000 between the two? Is there are there services we're not getting? Are there services that we need? I mean, that is a huge difference in a quote.
So both are based on student enrollment. So I had to give them student enrollment, and we locked in the price guarantee with FMX. So if our enrollment goes up, they're not gonna charge us more. Brightly, it's more School Dude, a lot more district use School Dude. And I've heard of School Dude, and they changed names. FMX, what happened is people from School Dude went and started FMX. So they're just getting into the market. That's why they're so reasonable. And I do like how it integrates into our BMS system. So apples to apples, yes, they're apples to apples, besides the integration piece. There's not one giving us any more than the other, so.
Dr. Pomponi?
So is there a subscription fee for maintenance tracking right now?
Maintenance tracking, I believe, is included in some other software that we have. I don't know what that fee would be. I don't have that in front of me.
And that quote was from them, the 18,000 and the
The
13,000?
18,000 was from School Dude or Brightly, and that's,
Okay.
I had them both give me demonstrations, and FMX and Brightly came and demonstrated it, gave me a tour of it. I told them what I was looking for, so that we're comparing both the same, apples to apples again, and one's just a lot cheaper and I think a better value.
And so right now with the maintenance tracking system, that they don't have a compatible system as what, FX, okay.
No, it doesn't at all. The maintenance tracking system, how it works currently is someone puts in a ticket and you get an email, and then you gotta search through the email to find out what building it is. There's no reporting, there's no asset tracking, there's no integration for athletics with Schedule Star, there's no calendar of events, and that's what FMX is gonna do, is gather it all up and put it in one spot.
So then for the FX system, it's gonna send it to the appropriate people, and then is that copied to anyone else?
You can have it, you can have the approval process or copy to whoever you want. So for instance, work orders would come in, and my team, I would assign them to my team, whether it be grounds, maintenance, and we can break it out as far as HVAC, security, keys, doors, locks, fobs for technology, so we get to set the system how we want it. And then you can track what's the cost of fobs, and what's the cost of door repairs, and what's the cost of HVAC on a yearly basis with the reporting.
And then can any of the costs be used by like bond or sinking fund money?
So my plan is moving forward as we open up the facilities for rental for the community, that we are getting those costs back through rentals, facility rentals. So this is gonna build our base for fields, for auditoriums, for gyms, and remember our pool.
Right.
There's gonna be a big, big one there for rental, and the cost then would be paid through our rental programs
Sounds good.
moving forward.
Thank you.
Mr. Lamas?
Couple questions. Excuse me, my voice is a mess. So do you think that this FMX firm versus the school dude, are they properly capitalized? I mean, they're starting, they leave school dude, they think they can do it better, maybe they are. Now they're over here, are they capitalized, are they viable for the next few years? That would be a question.
Yes, this isn't like brand new to them. They do have districts in the state of Michigan that they oversee, and a lot of districts are leaving school due because of pricing and moving to FMX because they're so reasonable. So I don't see them going anywhere soon, and they're also, they got plans for better integration, mobile apps, and that coming on board as well, FMX does.
Do you know how big an organization they are, just roughly speaking? I mean, is it 100 employees, 5 or 50 or a billion, or?
I don't have that
Okay.
information in front of me, I'm sorry.
Do the controls that we bought for the boilers a few weeks ago, do they integrate into this?
So the controls for the boilers integrated into the BMS system,
And
our
that-
building management system, which if we schedule heat to be on, this would turn those
Okay.
controls on, and the room would heat or cool or however you want during that rental period.
And then one last thing, do either the controls or the FMX stuff, is there condition monitoring technology, sensors and the like? Or is that not the case, which may be?
In our building management system, there's conditioning and sensors, but this is more scheduling on, off, rentals, work orders, so not in this system.
So with the controls we bought, they already had sensors for condition monitoring, okay.
Yes,
got it.
yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Mr. Sage?
Just one last question. So with the maintenance tracking system, we currently don't have an agreement that we're sustaining with that?
My understanding, no, it's included in other programs and software that we bought for the district, so we're not paying separately right now for that.
So if it's included, would that be a safety net if we ever had an issue with?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and I got a termination clause in here, so if we wanted to go backwards, we could without any penalties.
Okay. But getting rid of the maintenance tracking system, if it's part of something else, it doesn't?
Maintenance tracker's free, we are not paying anything for
Okay,
it.
there you go.
There we go. Thank you. Enough said.
Okay.
Get what you pay for. Dr. Pomponio?
So with the discussions on this, I should have asked earlier, but I didn't think about it, but do you know the districts that they're working with right now in Michigan?
FMX currently, the districts?
Yeah.
I know my current district is looking at switching from School Dude over to FMX because of the support. This is more up to date. School Dude is not so, it's
Right.
harder to use. It's web-based, so we can get on it. We don't have to put it on our server. Anybody can log in web-based, so administrators can get on it. It's not gonna take up space. So I know the last district I come from was looking at switching.
What district was that?
Birmingham Public Schools.
Okay. And how long, I'm sorry if I missed it, how long have they been in business?
FMX, I don't know the it's been over 3 years, but I don't know the exact number.
Okay. Thank you, appreciate it.
Mr. Green?
So, I mean, taking a chance again, we've done that in other situations. So, you mentioned, right, you had a termination clause that's in a year, is that what I heard correctly?
The termination clause is a yearly renewal at locked-in rate. Cancellation of a renewal must be noted 30 days prior to renewal date.
So we're taking a chance on a company, less than 5 years old approximately. You're telling me they got the same stuff as what's already been out there, but if they don't perform, right?
Yep.
We're not locked in for this 3 years. We can 30 days notice within a year.
Right.
Termination clause, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Right? So if the performance isn't there, we got an out.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And one other question. I don't want to do some of your work for you, so correct me if I'm wrong. I think one of the big differences is that the School Dude is a proprietary platform versus a web platform you mentioned with FMX, correct?
Yes.
So that change, it's an entirely different go-to-market approach, so that is very positive, right?
It is, yes.
And then, yeah, that's all, I just wanted to add that.
Yes. Just as a point of reference, the district did have School Dude for several years. As a cost-cutting measure, they eliminated it, and then there was nothing. There was a ticket tracking system for technology when I got to the district. I asked for there to be something other than a text going from the building to the maintenance director to monitor what was coming in. And so they built the maintenance tracker to simulate the technology tracker with tickets. So this is gonna bring in something for us to capture our facility systems for the first time in several years.
And also the reporting that comes along with it, so in a year's time, you can see how much you spent, what the cost of that was to maintain the facilities.
When you said maintain, does that mean like per building? You'll have a cost per building?
You can break it down by building, you can break it down by HVAC, you can break it down by security, so you can change the reporting to report any way you want, across the district in total, or by each individual.
Just clicking a different toggle and,
Yep.
And that-
Like any system, though, it's only as good as the information you put in. It'll report what you put in. So if nobody's putting in how much they're spending on maintenance or how much time it's taking us to do any of these projects, then what you'll get back out of it is,
not the information you're looking
That's
for.
like any system.
right, like any system.
Any system.
Yes.
Sorry, Dr. Pomona.
That's okay. And this tracks inventory? Can it track inventory as well?
Yes, it's
Oh,
got
okay.
asset inventory tracking, so you can print out barcodes or QR codes and put it on your piece of equipment, and it'll tell you when the last time it was serviced, because you scan the barcode, you put a work order in, and when the oil was changed, when the tires were rotated.
That's what I was hoping to see for a long time.
It's all integrated into one instead of a separate system. It's in this system.
And then facility requests too by the people, all that saved, so all this data is saved too?
Yes, and you can get the reporting on how many rentals you had, and it'll be a calendar, so you can put it on the website, and the community can say, oh, look, football game in Anderson, plus swimming, plus it'll be all in one location. We can put up on our webpage, and it'll say Southgate on it, so they make it our own, and not just FMX.
Oh, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
Anyone else? All right, seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion on action item number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the FMX maintenance work order software package as presented for an amount not to exceed $9,990 with an annual subscription fee of $6,660.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there
Support.
What was that? Mr. Sage. Okay. Any discussion? We beat it up pretty good? All right, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
Even Neil got in the game.
I know.
Action item number 4, approval of the award of bid to Brandy Fence for Anderson High School football field. Who's presenting this? Mr. Hardy again?
Hello, Ken.
Shouldn't even have sat down.
So this is a recommendation for the black industrial grade aluminum fencing at Anderson High School Stadium. It's important to note that this fencing will be paid through the bond, so it will not hit our funds. We had 2 contractors bid the fence. I've reached out to 7 different contractors and we only got 2 quotes. So the black aluminum fencing and gates, they were not included in the original proposal at the entrance of the stadium. What was included was the archway, the piers, and the wrought iron gate. So this is on either side. Brady's Fence has submitted a quote to install the 3-rail aluminum fencing. Now this matched the specs on the gate. We sent them the specs and said, match it. We don't want a wrought iron, we want aluminum. And they've included 2 5-foot walk gates, which that'll do is you can open the main gate and the 2 5-foot gates and let people out of the stadium at the end of the games. 4 to 6 week lead time on the fencing for a total of $9,600. Industrial Fence is another company. Submitted a quote, same aluminum railing, same fencing. They proposed 2 4-foot wide gates, and their price is $10,784, so a little bit higher than Brady's Fence Company. So it's our recommendation the board approve Brady's Fence Company to install the 3-rail aluminum fence for $9,600, and again, this would be through bond funds. Questions?
Anybody? No questions on this one? Okay, thank you. Bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 4.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the bid award to Brady's Fence for the Anderson High School football field for an amount not to exceed $9,600.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Sage again.
Sorry.
All right, any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. No items for discussion? No employee representatives? Information announcement from the board. Dr. Pomponio.
Just want to say welcome back, students and staff. It's great to have you back and look forward to a new year for 2022-23. And also, I went to Lansing with the MASB, and I just wanted to bring up just a couple House bills that were discussed. The Senate bill, Senate 1091 Michigan Merit Curriculum Bucket Bill is what it's called. They're trying to create a new 21st century skills curriculum that would modify the Michigan Merit Curriculum by adding different electives to that curriculum. And then there's a House Bill 6327. It would require okay to say contact information to be printed on student ID cards. So that's things that are being discussed in Lansing. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Estheimer, is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Green. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Mitchell Green